everybody, JC here. Welcome to Rebel Soul Fuckery. You guys, this is the first episode that I'm recording in a brand new space. I don't have everything in here. Hopefully doesn't have echo in the sound today on my end. If it does, I apologize. There's things that I'm trying to get put together, but life does some wild, crazy things. I had some amazing signs and synchronicities that led me exactly to where I'm physically sitting today. Super, super amazing. But here we are kicking this off for February of 2025. It's so freaking amazing. I have an amazing group of ladies sitting with me today. So let's get started. I'm going to have you guys I'm going to send you around the room and see who everybody is. And so you guys get to know these amazing women as well. Obviously, I'm JC, and obviously I am the founder and your host of Rebel Soul Fuckery. And of course, I have the Rebel Soul VIP Inner Circle. That is my main place to go to work with me, because I really help people deal with the soul of their business, as well as those stories that you need to tell and how to speak in a great way and find the practical in the woo-woo, those dreams and those signs and synchronicities and all the cool shiznit that I love so freaking much. So now, Dawn, I'm going to pass it to you first, because on my screen, you are to my left. So Dawn, will you share with us who you are and what it is that you do?
Hello, everyone. Yes, I am coming from snowy Kentucky right now.
I'm jealous.
Oh, I'm not. This is actually
We
our
need
first.
snow.
Yeah.
No.
Yeah, we actually had to get the big tractor out and plow us out yesterday.
Oh no.
And we have another, and
goodness.
it was ice too. So it was like 6 inches of snow and about a half inch of ice. So it's Anywho, I'm Dawn. I'm intuitive healer. I founded my company many years ago, but I have a background of 2 decades transforming lives since 2005 in the wellness and health industry. And then I pivoted my business to spiritual awakening and helping you through the mind fuck that happens when you are rising and evolving in your spiritual awakenings, because it happens way more than not.
It does.
And
Where were you a few months ago?
Oh my gosh, yeah, right?
Yeah.
Oh, intense. I was probably hiding under my covers going, what the fuck is going on now?
No kidding. I just
We could have had a
this.
blanket fort together.
Right?
And I
Go
could
have
have
fun.
joined so much stuff.
Ooh,
Oh my gosh.
we'll have
so
to
much
do
stuff.
a spiritual awakening slumber party.
Oh,
That could be fun,
I'm in.
Yes.
right?
Dawn, we
I'm
might have to have a
into.
conversation. We'll talk later, Dawn. We might have to co-host that. Oh my god.
Right?
Okay. Anyway. All right.
On
So
to
that's
the
amazing.
next.
I say I'm jealous because we are in Arizona. I'm in the almost on the border of Mexico, and I'm in God dang it, I can't talk, in Arizona. What the hell? Anyway, so it's amazing. It's beautiful. I'm up against the mountains where I'm at. However, we've not had rain for days. I mean, like 60 days, not a drop. So we desperately need rain and snow. Our animals need it. Our mountains need it. So we don't want wildfires like where California's got going on. So, anywho. Wendy,
Yes.
you're up, my dear.
Well, hello, I'm Wendy. I'm up here in Michigan, and it is cold as hell, but we are definitely not under snow, so I'm really grateful. We had just a little bit to start us off right before Christmas. It was all pretty. It was about an inch. It was lovely, and now it's gone, and that's perfectly fine for me. So life is good. And I am the relationship nerd, as it says on my profile there. And so what I do is I just help people get connected. So that's my thing, and you'll hear more about that later. But yeah, it's just been an amazing journey, and I'm so excited to be back here with you again, JC, because you are part of my journey already, and I'm super stoked to be here. Thank you so much for inviting me.
You're welcome. I'm so excited to have you again with me. It's amazing. Lovely, lovely. Okay, Uma, or did I say it wrong? Because I honestly have forgotten. Did I pronounce it right?
Perfectly right. Yes, it's Uma. I know we've had a conversation before, and
I know, and I'm like, oh no, did I forget? Okay, so I'm passing the buck to you. It's your turn.
Thank you. I'm Uma Patel, and I'm joining y'all from India. So it's like cold in the mornings and at night and really warm in the afternoons. So it's like so unpredictable here. And yeah, I am a holistic coach and consultant, and I'm a childhood trauma healing expert. And yeah, that is
Wonderful.
where my, rebel soul awakened, is what I would say. And I would have needed you if I had met you earlier, Dawn. And yes, Wendy too, because I've had so many relationship fuck ups, should I say.
Oh my
Yes.
gosh, yes.
Yeah, that's kind of what got me into this is I needed to fix myself.
Mhm.
Same
Isn't
here.
that
And
true? Isn't
oh
that
my
how
gosh,
we all
right.
start?
Yes. Oh yes. It's like, for me, it was like, it's always been a part of my life as far as the spiritual things, but I grew up in a very more conservative, because I grew up in the middle of Indiana. So that's the Midwest in the US, very conservative area. And they're like, what? You get premonition dreams or precognitive dreams? Now I'm being jargony, but dreams where things are going to happen. And they're like, ooh, that's of the devil. And I'm like, oh, it is not. Calm down. But so those are things I shut down for many, many years because I was raised in a Baptist church as well. So to be able to tap in and connect. And I just have to say this morning, this morning, I realized that a major synchronicity has happened with my Rebel Soul Fuckery community gathering that I do the first Wednesday of every month, which this month I'm doing it today, but because, well, y'all, this is getting run in February. So anyways, do that on the first Wednesday. And I realized that some of the numbers for the Zoom link are numbers that I have made agreements with my two main spirit guides to show up for me. So there's 2 5s and 2 4s. There's 55 and 44 in that Zoom link. And those are the numbers that my wolves use. And I'm like, no freaking way. And I hadn't noticed it till today, but I'm like, oh my gosh. So anyways, I had my own little wild moment this morning. I'm like, so anyway, okay. Dawn, I'm going to let you get us started with stories though. What did you bring to the table today to share with us?
Oh, well, let's see. I've been reflecting a lot, like a lot. And through spiritual awakenings, I'm at a personal space where I am literally going back to moments in my childhood going, holy fuck. Okay, so the imaginary friends that I had weren't actually imaginary, but I didn't make the acknowledgement or the connection because, like you, JC, I, wasn't around anyone who did any of the woo-woo stuff. So, I just played it off like, and have you ever seen the movie Drop Dead Fred? I mean, come on. Like, maybe I'm aging myself, but yeah, so the imaginary friends. But so in retrospect, I actually do a lot of mirror work.
Oh, okay, cool.
And when you eye gaze into your own eyes, it is like crazy how the peripheral vision just kind of drops out and it's like tunnel zone into your own soul. And it was like a fast speed train kind of showing me like glimpses of moments from my childhood or growing up and different business decisions I made because I've been an entrepreneur since I was 26, and how now in hindsight, like, because I actually have the perspective of, and I don't know if any of you have felt this, but we don't do the comparison game, but you're like, man, I wish I was more awake at an early age. Like, what would my life look like if I had?
You bet.
Yeah.
Oh my gosh.
Yeah.
But
Yes.
now
wish I had understood it better, paid more attention, knew how to communicate with my soul, my guides, spirit, universe, all of the, oh yeah.
True.
Yeah. So has any of you have like had those moments lately? Because I feel like as a collective, some of this is really rising now where we're having massive aha moments into our childhood and now being able to kind of like connect the dots, so to speak.
I actually reworked with a dream that was a recurring dream when I was like 5, 6, 7-ish for years old, right? So I just recently reworked with it because yes, y'all, we can go back and work with dreams from a long time ago. They have more than one meaning. So when I reworked with it, one of the things that I got was, because there was a fox in it, and that is representative sometimes of having those spiritual connections and that spiritual awakening, let alone the playfulness, which is totally me. If anybody knows me, they know that. So big, crazy personality. So, but I sat there and went, holy smokes, I was being told when I was 4, 5, 6 years old. And I didn't know, right? Because there was no way to understand it when I was that age. My human self couldn't understand it. So pretty amazing. Pretty amazing. Wendy, what did you bring to the table? I'm dying because you were telling me yesterday a little bit. It gave me a sneak peek.
So a little over a year ago, last January, is when I kind of began my woo-woo journey. Before that, I had a pretty strong spiritual connection to higher power, but the rest of the stuff I was just like, I don't know. It made me uncomfortable, right? This is just because of how I was raised, right? Same kind of deal, being raised in a very religious arena. And not that there's anything wrong with that if it works for you, if it supports you to be a better person, knock yourself out. But I don't know what possessed me, but I decided to dive into, I caught an ad, it was a good ad for a manifestation course, and I'd been curious about it. I've always been interested in all things spiritual, but I was a bit of a skeptic, and I thought, well, what's it gonna hurt? I'll check it out. It was just, curious. That's it. Like, not any intention to it whatsoever. I was just like, what's all the noise about? Is this a bunch of hokum? What is this? And so but I wanted to give it a fair shake. So I did the things, and lo and behold, within, probably less than a month of me starting that, everything was shifting. And that's when I met you. That's when I came across you. You just kind of popped up in my feed, and I'd never seen anything like you before because you are unique. And so I got the opportunity to be on Cartwheels and Banana Peels, which was so much fun. And then I joined a business group that is for holistic practitioners, because I'd been coaching for a little while, but I am not great at marketing. And so I thought, well, I need help. So things were going pretty well. And so my coaching business actually kicked up quite a bit, and I was really busy for a while, and things were great. And everything was just going swimmingly. And I was like, wow, this is amazing. So I am a full-on believer in manifestation now.
Yeah.
But as a coach, it's up and down, right? You get really busy for a while, then sometimes it's slow for a while. And I had a dry spell. And a couple other things happened that just kind of put things on the kind of took a little left turn for a little bit. And I kind of plowed through it, and I was like, okay, this is fine, this is fine, this is fine. But as it went on and that time stretched out and things started getting really crazy, financially, I mean, for sure, you guys get that. I was going through all my backup plans, and which I had plenty of, but it was getting bad. And it got to the point last month, and this is really hard to admit on a public space, but I was not able to pay my mortgage on time, and that's never happened to me before. And it freaked me out. But I called the bank, and they're like, hey, as long as you pay it, by the 15th, you won't even have a late fee. I'm like, oh, what was I freaking out for? And then the 15th came and went, and I still was like, oh crap, I don't have it. And so I called them back, and they're like, well, we don't, it's $100 late fee, but we don't report it to anybody or anything as long as you don't go past 30 days. So I was like, okay, but by now I'm like just really stressing. And so I kind of hit my point of doubt, right? And so I just was so caught up in that scarcity and the holy crap, what am I going to do? I don't have any more rabbits to pull out of the hat. This is it. We're going down. We're losing our house. I was just in full blown panic mode. And so I completely lost my focus. But here's the thing about manifestation is you're always manifesting. You don't get to turn it off ever. You may not be aware of it and doing it on purpose, But because I had all of these negative thoughts, I was actively manifesting bad stuff.
More.
My
Yep.
water heater went out, my stove broke, and my oven didn't work. And I mean, it was just one thing after another after another. And so it was actually 2 months ago. But anyways, so this was going on and things were just getting worse and worse and worse. And I barely squeaked by. I actually got some money as a gift for Christmas. And I was like, yes, I can pay this. And I deposited the check on the 26th. And I'm thinking, yes, I'm going to make it by the 30th. But I still wasn't consciously doing my manifestation practice. And so what happened is that the check did go in, but you know how they hold part of it? Did not clear till the 31st.
Oh my gosh.
So my credit rating immediately took a hit. One of my credit cards, which my credit history isn't that bad, but as soon as that hit, within minutes, I got an email saying we're closing my account.
Oh my gosh.
It's just been this snowball of just crap.
Yeah.
And so I was really down. Go figure, right? So just about a month ago now, by the time this is showing, on a Sunday evening, I'm scrolling my Facebook, I'm doing my posting, redoing my social media, and up popped this in my feed, this post, and it was just boom, a smack upside the head. So what it said was the difference between abundance and lack is the direct result of your thoughts. It just popped up. I'm like,
yep.
Reminder. It was a reminder for you.
Yeah,
absolutely.
And part of my coaching practice, when I'm working with people with the relationships, is emphasizing the power of choice. And I'm like,
yes.
So right then and there, I was like, you know what? I need to fix this, and I can. So right then and there, I flipped the switch, and I said to myself, I am not doing this. I am choosing to manifest the good things, and I know that it's already done and it's coming. And I just went through my practice, and I kid you not, within 5 minutes of making that decision, I hadn't even done anything. 5 minutes, I made the decision, and then I got an email from Fidelity, from an old job that I had, that I still had. I had a 401k through them, but I'd already cashed it out, and a long time ago. But apparently there was a little piece that was separate.
Wow.
And so, and it's in a money market. Sorry. And they didn't even have it invested. So it was available as cash.
Oh my gosh.
That check
was
in the mail within 10 minutes, let me tell you.
Well, my gosh, that's amazing.
The next day. And then also within an hour of that, I got an email, because I'd been doing interviews for part-time jobs, and just to have a little something on the side. And I'd never ever interviewed and not gotten the job. And I'd interviewed for one that I was really excited about. It's an organization that I wanted to be part of. I really believe in what they're doing, and I didn't get selected. And I was like, oh, well, that's a bummer. Yeah. But, and I got an email from them saying, oh, by the way, our original plan didn't work out. Are you still available?
Awesome.
And so that was 5 minutes, an hour. And then I went back to scrolling my Facebook, and then I saw a friend had posted something about unclaimed property in Washington State. And I was like, oh yeah, I used to live in Washington. I was like, I haven't done that for a while. I used to check there once in a while. Went in there, sure enough, I had money in there.
Oh my gosh, girl.
Yeah. And so that was all within, like I said, a matter of hours. So the next morning, man, I was on it, and I'm just like thinking, okay, well, what's my next thing for my business? As like, I'd been toying with the idea of doing a group program, but I wasn't sure about it. And first thing in my feed that morning was a challenge for launching your group program.
Oh my gosh, I love it.
Wow.
So the universe is just like yelling at you, going, this is it. Yep. But it's because you changed. And that's vital. That's such a key point to what you're saying here. And everybody needs to realize that, because we do manifest all the time. It is what
Yes.
we're focused on. So
Yeah.
when life kicks us in the gut and we struggle to focus on the positives, we have to consciously choose to focus on the positive and not the negative, because we will bring more positive. And so that's even what I had just done. And I won't go into my whole story on it, but it was within minutes and within days, and just knowing that there was something specific that was going to shift in my life. And like I said, I'm not going to get into the whole story, but I knew it was going to happen right at Christmas. And so Christmas Eve, something big happened. And the day after Christmas, something even bigger happened. And bam, on New Year's, it was just insane. And you're like, no. And long story short, here I am in my head, I knew my guides were telling me, and I knew, because I'm claircognizant. So that's knowing things and not hearing or seeing things. And I knew that I was going to have a little casita or a guest house for my office space. I just knew it was going to happen. And I had no freaking clue how that was going to happen. And yet today, here I sit. And we're recording this, you guys, in January. So crazy, isn't it? It's crazy. Okay. That's amazing, Wendy.
Wendy, real quick. You said you're into relationships, like relationship coach, right?
Yes.
You could, what I'm getting for you is take that manifestation deeper, take it deeper into the relationship aspect. What I do is I have a vision board. I'm a very visual person. So I create a vision board every year. And like this past New Year's, when I do this all the time, but when I create my vision board, what I do is I do me on one side, my husband on the other side, and down the middle, I do our joint like business adventures, dreams, relationship goals, that kind of stuff. So now we're manifesting as a couple, and it's not just like money's not flowing to just me, it's flowing through him. Opportunities are presenting. And it also brings your relationship closer as well, as you can, work together. Because New Year's Eve, we sat and I asked him, like, okay, here's the old one. Now we're working on the new one. What do we want to revisit? What do we want to bring forward? What do we want to, and then there's stuff we were able to cross off and celebrate and like all that stuff. So that could be a lead in also to your business aspect, is bringing that into your realm there.
Yeah, I absolutely love that.
Yeah.
And I know that my husband is a master manifester because he manifested me.
See, there you go. He won the lottery.
I love it. I love it. I love it. Okay,
it's more the other way around, but
yeah, that's what I just did. I hear you. Uma, what story did you bring to my kitchen table today?
Well, it started from childhood, from my abandonment trauma, not knowing that I had any abandonment trauma, and was like completely suppressed. And so never being able to tap into my full potential, and all the time feeling stuck, stagnant. And like when I go back to in memories, like being highly sensitive, I never even really remembered ever having spiritual nudges or awakenings despite being sensitive and having a spiritual connect. And then all this completely changed when in 2011 I was declared that I can't have children. And my question was, then what am I here for? What's my role? And so strangely, somebody referred me to a person who had come down from Harvard to India, and she was an Indian. She was doing coaching, talking about beliefs and all that stuff. And she was like trying to tell me, even before I started her program, she told me that probably you're meant for more. Like, oh yeah, she's trying to console me just because I'm paying her. And when I did a course, I realized that I had this. I think I'm a manifesting generator by human design, and I used to set, because I couldn't have a child, I started setting intention for people who were suffering, and they were my close relatives, like grandparents and uncle, and they all like, by the end of the program, I get the news that they are no more because they were late in their, old age, and they were really struggling and suffering. And that was the beginning of my story. And I also manifested our move to the UK because my husband was struggling with traffic issues in Bangalore. If you get to know about Bangalore, it's like people struggle with reaching offices on time. And from there, being a dentist by profession, I had to completely shift my profession because I didn't want to continue. I had like completely lost interest and I was dispassionate. And I moved to becoming a yoga teacher. And from there on, just kept pivoting because I was just struggling with self-sabotage and imposter syndrome. And no matter how well I was doing, I always questioned my work and me doing well. And I was a huge procrastinator. And but I guess the path was laid down that way for me. I connected with a Reiki healer. I became a Reiki grandmaster, and then I met a hypnotherapist who actually gifted me the diploma for free because I won a raffle on his manifesting challenge. So it's really funny and like at the same time synchronistic how I connected with people and how people started coming into my life. And he was from the UK. And after that, I did my quantum regression integrated therapy model. In the model, in one of the sessions, I had a vision where I was talking to, I think, hundreds of women. I was on the stage and I was a speaker. And I'm like, I'm here sitting in one corner of India, just doing healing and some coaching sessions for people. And my business had really had gone off really well during the COVID times, because that was the time when people needed us all the more. But post that, like I went into a complete slack and I was like wondering, I'm having these visions, but how am I going to really do all this? This doesn't seem possible to me. And that's when I think I hadn't had clients for almost 5 months, literally flailing my hands and legs in air in every direction, doing all possible things I could have done, like being up on social media, following all the strategy, nothing really worked. And then I met with my first coach. And he said, like, you're confident, you have all the potential. I don't know what you're doing. Why are you? I was like, posing myself as a self-love coach. And he's like, your niche is not clear. You're not clear whom you're talking to. You really don't know what you're doing. And it's like, I don't even know what you're talking about. I don't know all this at all. I have done a deep work on self-love, and I thought that's what I want to teach women.
You know, I think there's such a theme here. If we, because I don't want to shorten your story, but I know I'm trying to keep our episode short. So I'm so sorry.
Sure.
But you know, there's a theme here. We've all had these moments where it's taken synchronistic events or messages from spirit or whatever it is that we believe in, or maybe that we don't believe in, and we end up having a spiritual awakening.
I have goosebumps.
Yes, right. It's like, so when we learn to trust in it and we learn how to pay attention and to recognize it and to build the language of it between ourselves and, I'm sorry, he's got the skid steer out, so, but the dog didn't bark, so we're good so far. But when, you know, we learn how to recognize it and build that language between ourselves, our own soul, our spirit team, our spirit guides, whatever, that's vital. And when we learn how to manifest, because manifestation is blatantly there and it will draw to us what we really truly want, but we have to know on a deep level what that want is. So I'm not going to dive into that too much today. These are such cool stories. I'm so glad you guys sat down, brought these stories to the forefront and shared these stories. It's so amazing. I want to go around really quickly again and just get everybody to share, where can people find you online? Make it really short and sweet for me, please. And then we'll wrap up for today. You guys, for me, hey, it is the Rebel Soul VIP Inner Circle. It is a community. It's super amazing. Sorry if he's making noise out there. And you know, it's a membership. So you can pay for it for a month and you can either stay forever or you can, you know, quit anytime. Super cool and amazing. If you want to know more, you know, hit me up with a DM or whatever. So Dawn, I'm going to pass this to you though.
You can reach me at Dawn Intuitive Healer. powerhouses.com. And I am building a virtual self-mastery sanctuary and retreat center. And if you haven't heard of the platform Go Brunch yet, I highly suggest you check it out. But this is where I actually host all of my virtual workshops and mentorship programs. You can work with me for a 4-day workshop, or you can join in on my month mentorship, or we do 3 months, 6 months, and a year. And what this does is we just dive deep into all your spidey senses. We help you go through a spiritual awakening. We help you understand how to communicate with your highest self, and then bring that inner wisdom that you have, because you have it. We all have it. Your own inner wisdom into your current 3D reality, being a manifesting beast into what you truly want. So you can reach me at thedawnintuitivehealer.com, and I look forward to connecting with all of you.
Awesome. Wendy?
Yeah, you can reach me on pretty much any social media, any of the mainstream ones, LinkedIn, Facebook, Instagram, all of it. I'm the relationship nerd. It's not hard. Also, my website, www.therelationshipnerd.com. Try to keep it simple. And if you go to that website, there is an opportunity to get a free deep connection session. And if you are struggling with your relationships and you're not even sure why, I highly recommend it, because one of the things that I've learned is that the relationships you have with other people is a direct reflection of how connected you are or aren't with yourself. And you can move mountains in one session doing that. A lot of people only do one and then they're done. And then they go on with whatever else they need to do. But it's absolutely free. Like I said, I'm manifesting like a mofo over here, so I'm not worried about money at all. I just want to help people. So get in there and get yourself a free session, and we will go deep and help you get connected.
Oh, I freaking love it. And that works, you guys, well for a new relationship as well, because then you're kind of heading things off with the past, if you will. You're being proactive. So it could be new, it could be a long-term one that you've already been in a long time. So super, super cool. Uma?
Yeah. You can find me on Facebook as Uma Patil and on Instagram as Sacred Wisdom Journey, and also on LinkedIn as Uma Patil. I'm currently offering a 3-month or a 12-week coaching program, Activate Your Purpose, to help you to get rid of your old patterns, deeply connect with who you are, to tap into your highest potential, and to thrive and rise.
Love it. We all have some similar aspects, but yet they're, focused on different levels of it or different directions in our lives. And I love that. So you guys go to rebelsoulfuckery.com and we talk about the soul of your business, but it's also for many, it's the high achievers that have checked all those boxes, but yet they're having, as Dawn was talking about, kind of that beginning stage of the spiritual awakening, or they at least want a safe space to talk about the woo-woo crazy shit that happens in our lives. Because trust me, and we all know it, when we share that stuff with people that don't get it, they're like, what the fuck is wrong with you? You are a wackadoodle. Okay. So when, and I have a couple of people in my personal life that I can share it with, but it's because they love me so damn much. They know I'm not cray-cray. But for other people, they're like, that's just weird. And one of my besties said to me just a few days ago, she was having a really rough day. And she said, she just came to me and she was like, JC, she's like, I don't even know. She goes, mind you, really quick before we wrap up, one of my main guides, she's a black jaguar and her name is Sheba. And she's been with me that I know of about 15 years. But one of my friends the other day ended up telling me that she used to have a dog named Sheba. And I'm like, nah. And it was a white German Shepherd, which is very similar to the white wolf that comes to me, right? It's a similar look. We were both like, what? So anyway, so she came to me this week and she said, I don't know who you pray to or what you just said, goddesses or Sheba or what the heck ever, because she doesn't understand it. But she just said, would you please just send me some positivity? So anyways, we do have people that we can talk to at times, but it's great to have that community where we can all share and really feel totally safe, have a safe community. So come join me in the Rebel Soul Fuckery free community, but in that Rebel Soul Fuckery VIP inner circle, because oh my God, there's all kinds of crazy amazingness going on there. We're going to wrap up for today. Thank you so much. You guys go out and stir up some fuckery and create some shenanigans. Thank you guys so freaking much for sharing with me. And yeah, we will catch you guys on the flip side.